Hey everybody, welcome to Bike Radio.
What's up, everybody? Josh Noggle, aka CX Noggin.
Yes.
I'm a mountain bike racer, cyclocross racer, road racer, gravel racer, a little bit of everything. A fellow coach at EVOQ Bike.
If we've never met, I'm the co-founder and president of EVOQ Bike. I've been coaching athletes since 2010. I've trained with power myself for over 150,000 miles. I think I'm most proud of nearly 100 Pro 1 podiums just to show my consistency in the game and hunger to get better for myself and this community. If you enjoy this podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or follow and download episodes from Spotify. And if you really want to take your support to the next level, please click the support link at the bottom where a donation of even a couple dollars will help us pay for everything that keeps this free podcast going. Now off to the show. Ooh, what are you drinking?
Got myself an iced coffee, man.
Oh, dude, I actually... There we go. I made it 10 seconds. Dude, I really wanted to have a coffee, but it's 3 p.m. So you live dangerously like that.
Yeah, so I just got my booster, my COVID booster. So I wanted to get myself a treat on the way home.
Where'd you stop?
There's this local coffee shop. I actually don't know the name of it. I call it by a name that isn't its name.
I was going to say you burned them by laughing like, haha, this local place.
No, I actually don't know the name.
Is it mediocre?
No, it's actually pretty good. It's cool. It's like a cute little shop. But so I call it Quiet Whisper. I don't know why. I've just always referred to it, and that's not the name. I'm like, oh yeah, Lucy, let's get a coffee from Quiet Whisper. And she knows what I'm talking about now.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. Quiet Whisper doesn't even make any sense. I just think it's kind of funny.
It is funny. Maybe that's your nickname, CX Noggin or Quiet Whisper.
No, I don't like Quiet Whisper. That's weird. That's like
it's really creepy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey Josh, what are you doing?
Oh boy, dude, we're gonna get a bunch of new ASMR fans.
I don't know what that means.
That's like when people like talk into the microphone and like eat and stuff, and people like it.
Ew, what? That's so weird.
It's weird.
I was actually thinking about that today because I have the Yeti mic, which I tried a couple times. People have said it does sound crisp, but you really need to be on point with it. I know there's a setting that will just soak up the room. I might bring that to Ecuador to do podcasts with the team if we have like a meeting or something, but also with me and Matt. I just booked so we get there 2 days before everybody. So we had to get a hotel. We found out what the race hotel is. So I booked a room there for the 2 nights before it starts. It looks amazing, actually. And the breakfast pictures on hotels.com look fire. It's so South American. It's these amazing omelets, some granola and bread, and a huge platter of fresh fruit. And I'm just drooling. So I'm curious. I need to do a little investigating. I haven't even sat down and really made time to look through Guayaquil and understand where I'm even going. So getting pumped. Just so many little things to do, but we're really excited to ship out on Sunday morning.
So we talked about this in the last episode, but you'll just go right for, you're not worried about it's like omelets and fruit and stuff. And are you worried at all about like how that will sit with you at all?
I thought about it this morning as I was making oatmeal, and these trips, you just don't have the control of what you want to eat. And I'm sure there will be a point where it's cereal or it's sugary and something that you just have to pick the best option.
For sure.
I think to waste energy worrying about stuff. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be like right after the race, what's available. I was thinking of packing some RX bars since they have carbs and protein, and just be able to crush those in the van. Who knew? I don't know what the transportation is going to be like. There's a big caravan that follows the race with all of our stuff since we're going point to point. There's just so many little logistics. I'm just pumped. Just watching the channel that releases the jerseys. They put out all the stage images. When you're going to a race and they have images for each stage, like, hey, here's the profile. Here's this. This is where you leave. Here's the departure time. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this is a UCI race. This is just things that
It's
we don't.
pro. It's super pro,
Yeah,
man. It's awesome.
super pro. Super excited for just the journey. It's gonna be the adventure is gonna be so cool, and
Yep.
really just want to get there and have the bike built up and be like, okay, we're good. Let's roll. And then we have 2 days to kind of cruise around and then meet these guys that we're racing with. I only have crossed paths with Joey Bacala before. I don't know the other 3 guys or know the other 2 guys. So there's 5 or 6 of us. I can't remember. But here we go.
Hey, will you do a post stage cool down? Or you probably just ride around? I'm thinking like on the trainers because that's like super pro, but you'll just probably spin around.
I would just spin around, and I don't even know if that's super pro. I mean, I know some pros do that. I don't think every pro does that. I really don't like the trainer. I don't think I'll be on a trainer at all. Definitely not beforehand. And really before is when I do my pre-race pee, go spin down the road, and I'm like, oh, I gotta piss. And then usually take 2 of those, and then we're ready to rock and roll. But it's gonna be nutty. 8 days, 745 miles. I saw them post. I was like, whoa, 1,200 kilometers? That's a lot. But yeah. I think I'll be hopefully racing for 4 days. As I said in the last podcast, once we go to the mountains, who knows?
Hey, what about, you posted that Movistar thing is well, I guess he's not is he a Movi? I can't think right now. Who was the dude we were talking about who might that guy from
No,
Ecuador?
so that team is also we're talking about Richard Carapaz. Well, possibly because I posted that jersey and someone was like, "Oh, that's insane that they're going to be there." Movistar, I believe, is sponsoring the national team, so that's not Movistar that we all know. I had missed my post was misleading because I said, "Oh, recognize that," or I think I said I recognize them or whatever, and I was kind of referring to the company. And then it dawned on me, oh, this is not the team. It looks like I'm saying the team. The team's not going to be there. So that would be the team that he races for. I don't know if he's in it or not, but yeah, it's going to be crazy. And that's an interesting thing too. If you think of a Joe Martin, let's say, or any UCI race here in the States, the very few of them that there are, the start list is so insane. You just look through and there's 100 people that are shredders. I could look on this start list. I'm not going to know next to anybody. I don't know people that race down in Ecuador and all around wherever everybody's coming from. But Team America, here we go.
But you know what, dude? That's nice. I was thinking about that. Like, this is on a whole, you're on a different level, obviously. But I'm saying, like, when I first started racing cross, going to those races, and there were some dudes who were like really strong road guys, and I didn't know who they were. And it was just like, hey, whatever. But now that I know more people, I'm like, oh man, so and so signed up. But it's like you kind of psych yourself out. It's kind of like a different headspace when you don't know.
When you don't know, you give your best. And that is, I first realized this when I did the Powder Mills Park road race in Rochester. It was a P12 race, and I was only a Cat 2. This is part of the story. And getting a break, the course was super fun. I was so bummed that they stopped putting it on, and it was a hard circuit, and we used to train over there, so I knew the roads pretty well. But there was a climb that was probably, I can't even remember now, it was maybe like a 2.5 minute full gas effort, and then like kind of a super fast ascent on the other side, some tricky little false flats where if people hit it and you weren't ready to go full gas, people could definitely get dropped in a spot where you didn't expect to get dropped. So anyways, I get a break of 4 guys, and there was one guy that I did not know, and it came to a sprint finish. It was one guy from Ithaca who was super strong. I never knew this guy's name, but I ended up winning the sprint, and this guy came up to me afterwards, and we were chatting, and someone was like, dude, do you know who that is? I'm like, no. He's like, that's Daniel Harm. He's I can't remember if he raced on the track for the US team, but he was a Cat 1. He raced with Estellas, huge NRC crit guy. He's like, dude, you doing all the NRC races this year? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Cat 2. He's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah. He's like, damn, how long have you been racing? So we started talking. Had I known who, then I looked this guy up later and I was like, whoa, I beat Daniel Harm. Had I known that, I never would have tried to sprint him. I would have been so freaked out and maybe I would have made the wrong move. But I was thinking, hey, I've got a pretty decent sprint. I didn't think I could get away at the way the course ended. And I was thinking, oh, well, this is what it's going to be. So I'm going to sprint this guy and the other two guys. So yeah, you're totally right. It's when you know everybody, it definitely changes things and maybe not always for the better.
But so this is a good question then. So if an athlete comes to you, let's say cat 4, cat 3, whatever, any category, it doesn't matter, and they're going to a race, are you telling them to do some research on the other riders to go on, road results and stuff?
So I want to put this out on the internet. This is maybe my weak link. So for a really long time, I never even looked at the course. I would just go race. I don't know. I just felt there was no Strava for a long. So that's the other thing too. There was no Strava. There was a profile that the promoter might put out, which there was one promoter that his profiles were so off in terms of the amount of climbing. It would say 4,000 feet, you finish, it would be 7,500. So it just didn't seem that reliable. And I would hear some chatter of where the hard parts were. But to be honest with you, I did bat and kill. I still don't know what this one climb is because as a cat 3, we're coming to the finish. And I asked them like, hey, when's that big climb? And they go, dude, we just went over it. I was like, there was no, and I was lucky. I got to go to Bristol every once in a while. Those were climbs. They were climbing Bristol Mountain. What is that? 10-minute climb? Like it was long enough that you were climbing, wasn't an hour. But some of these little climbs that people, so I don't know. So to your question, I still don't do a ton of research. I do more than I used to. People that use Google Street View, maybe for the finish. I don't know if I wouldn't, number one, I don't have time to look through a map, and maybe that's an excuse. I mean, I could make time, I guess. I just don't know if I see the value in that and overthinking it.
Yeah, I think Street View is probably overkill, but I think I bring the cross mentality to it where like knowing the course is super important, like you kind of, sometimes I think about, cool runnings where they're in the bathtub and they have the bobsled moves memorized, like where the turns are. That's totally overkill, but I think about that. And
I mean, that's the way other end of the spectrum, but it's a good visualization.
Yeah. But I take that and I tell my athletes, yeah, like do your research, at least know the course. You don't have to go crazy. But then know who to watch, know who to follow, who are the dudes. Like if so-and-so signs up, if that guy goes or a couple of guys go, like you need to be in that move.
So I need to, and this is why I need to be careful of, and if this is the first podcast people listen to, they're like, wow, this guy's a tool. But for a lot of local amateur races, I can get away with that mistake. I'm going to be one of the stronger guys. So it's like, ooh, damn, I'm in a bad spot. And I burn a match and it's okay. Do that at this race in Ecuador. Bye. Race is over. And that's happened to me before. I went up. I've talked about, I attacked with Jamie. Oh man, who was this guy on Garneau? I can't remember his last name. I don't even think he races anymore. And we were at Turatuna, and maybe this was the last podcast we were talking about this. I attacked on this first climb, didn't realize it was a stair step, thought I saw the top, was not the top, and instead it got dropped within first 5 miles. Horrible. But so had I known the course, now I do try to load the course on my Garmin, which has been helpful, but that almost threw me off a little bit. The North Carolina State Road Race, I was trying to use that. And sometimes just the map does not show how hard the climb can be. So I think doing the homework would be wise. Spend 30 minutes on it. I know people that spend 2 hours. If you want to, go for it. You won't find me doing that. So
I'm with you. That's overkill. Find a balance. But speaking of the map, I think the map is good. I've used the maps for downhills, like a GMSR. to know like, okay, how long is this downhill? Where are the turns coming up? Like keep all your speed going into this.
But the turn, see that I would not like that because I've looked at maps before and been waiting for the sharp turn, and it's not really that sharp. And then there's others where in Blowing Rock you cannot go full gas. I mean, it's a switchback, and it doesn't look that bad. And then I don't know, maybe I just suck at maps. Quite possible, but
I think like a lot of things here, what we're getting at is experiment and see what works for you.
yeah, I'm down with that. So can I address the ghosting real quick?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. So two people talking about, and I'm making chapter notes here. Somebody had messaged me because I posted on Instagram, hey guys, if we do a free power file analysis for you, please don't ghost us. Don't send us all your data. We upload it. This is not a algorithm that does this. We go through and spend about an hour on you, providing you with free recommendations on how to get faster. What are you bad at? What are you good at? Where are you trying to go? What are your goals? We have all these questions we ask the athlete. We make a video overview for you. We send it to you. It is totally free. And it irritates the crap out of me when we send it to you and then you do not reply. And so I was in a zone yesterday talking to CX Noggin, and I said, who are these two dudes that just did this to you? And so he gave me their emails. I'm like, great, I'm going to reach out to them. He's like, whoa, wait, what are you going to say? And so I just said, hey, I wanted to jump in here. Did you just ghost us? Because we never heard back from you. That was 2.5 weeks ago. All I'm asking for is, hey, this was good. Hey, this sucked. We spent some time on it. I think that's okay to ask. And somebody replied back to me saying, hey, man, a little snarky. And I was like, hey, listen, I'm following up because you went blank after we provided a free service. We spent over an hour on you for free. I get that you're busy, but just hit us back being like, this was awesome. This is going to make me faster. Thank you so much. See ya. That's not our hook to get you to come pay us money. I hope that by now, unless you've just found this channel, there is so much information that we have put out that you can coach yourself with a lot of things. And I guess I should make a post of what's different between using the free stuff and actually having a coach. But just that someone thinks it's acceptable to take that time and then just bounce, that's not cool. Please don't do that to us. And yeah, so there were a couple people responding back. And one other guy was like, whoa, you're pissed off. And I was like, no, man, but this needs to be said. Don't tool on us because I think we're the only people out there doing something like this. I could totally be wrong. I don't know every coach, but I think we're trying to go above and beyond to give something back to the cycling community. And it's mostly for people that can't afford a coach. We're just trying to help you. Our hook is not to, yeah. So that's my beef with that. Oh, since we're talking about beef, I had some Thanksgiving beef with my family.
Wait, hold on. I want to say one more thing on the PFAs. I don't want to harp on it too much. I just want to say, and if you don't like it, if it wasn't helpful, then dude, like, let us know. Like, I'm fine with that.
Yes.
We're spending time on this. And if you're like, oh, I really wanted to know this, I'm spending time trying to help you. And if you're like, I really wish you had gone this direction, let me know. Then I know that for other athletes. I'm all for that.
Because I would say 80% of the athletes say, whoa, this is crazy in depth. I can't believe you just did this for free. Especially, and this is a plug, the ones that are like, that tell me, dude, I have a coach. I didn't tell you that, but I haven't gotten this much communication in a month. And so just remember, communication is key. If you're paying somebody, make sure they're talking to you, whether it's simply through Training Peaks or through email or WhatsApp or however you guys communicate. I communicate with a lot of athletes just through Training Peaks. And there just has to be something, because coaching is not getting you to come on board and then pasting you just a bunch of workouts. Please don't pay for that. I think I've given out enough stuff that you could make something so much better for yourself, and you will come out so much better in the end. And I'm sorry this turned into a 4-minute soapbox about ghosting and how bad templates are, but just a little bit of effort from you will take you so much farther. So anyways,
it's getting spooky in here with all this ghost talk.
It is getting spooky. I'm scared.
All right, let's hear this beef.
I don't want us to be like, why? Like, you guys pouting about people ghost. I just thought it was super rude. I would never do. I mean, anyways. So how was your turkey day? I got beef. Like people were not happy that I was going to go ride. And the problem was it was super cold. It was 26 at 8 a.m. I was not going out for that. And then, of course, comes, well, we're eating at 1. You have to be here at 1. Well, okay. Oh, there were other people that had to work. There's other things going on. So it's not like everybody was there immediately at 1. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to ride then from 10 to 1. And someone's like, well, when you walk in the door, you're not going to be ready to eat. You're going to have to look at your power file. You're going to have to look at Strava. And I was thinking, okay, I'm going to ride after. I'm going to ride from 2 to 5. Well, lo and behold, of course, stuff's not ready at 1. So it's 1:30 and we're sitting down. People are like, okay, hey, why don't you grab your plate since you're going to go ride after this? Like, grab my plate. I'm going to go crush a VO2 max workout. I'm not eating. They're like, you're not even going to eat now? And I was like, no, I can't. And so that was, I'm going to be an accountable aunt and I should have just, I think the move was say, okay, I guess people are probably like, okay, the move was don't ride. The move was probably ride shorter, but I was thinking in my head, I'm not even riding 4 hours. I'm going to ride 3 hours. And I should have ridden 2 and just said, I'm going to ride 10 to 12. I'll be back. It was so, and then I was kind of pissy, and Chris said I was an a-hole. He's like, you're being a jerk up there. And I was like, what? He's like, seriously, man, just the dinner was late and then you were grouchy. And I said, well, because people were telling me I've ridden every Thanksgiving and people were, mad that I was going to ride like this was some new thing. And I don't know. So I misplayed that. So I thought that was interesting. Just trying to, managing. God, it's the totem pole. Like what's most important? No doubt the family. But I even said, hey, isn't driving 10 hours down here showing how important it is for me to be here? If I disappear for 2 hours, is that a problem? And then when my brother-in-law came home from work, I really wanted to be like, okay, aren't we going to crucify him now for being gone for the past 8 hours? I didn't do that though. How was your Thanksgiving? How should I have handled that better?
Well, what I was going to say was, I think, yes, dude, you are a little bit, maybe some additional planning could have helped a little bit there. But what I was going to say was, isn't 1 o'clock kind of a strange time to eat?
At Thanksgiving? I don't think so. Because that was the other thing. So my brother-in-law wasn't going to get home till 6:30. So we were doing the real dinner at 7. But these normies who don't ride have to eat twice. And so we did the baked turkey or oven, whatever, not the they do deep fried turkeys there at night. This was the oven, all these accoutrements. It was really good. It looked really good. I didn't get to eat it. And I was actually, okay, this was the thing that really burned me. So I finished this ride and I had to, sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. I'm getting amped up over here. I come back and I'm thinking this turkey is going to be the bomb. It's going to be still hot and whatever. I got back, everything was packed away. So I was already eating leftover turkey. It was already in the fridge in a bag. And I'm thinking, you effers, couldn't you have waited another hour to pack this up? You knew I was coming back. I think my sister was pissed, but whatever. She can beef.
I don't know, bro. From an outside observer here, I'm saying that you wanted to get the ride in and you wanted everyone to wait for you.
I didn't want them to wait for me. I wanted them to keep the food out. Don't give me cold leftovers. So, whatever. Okay,
hold on. Sidebar. Okay, favorite Thanksgiving food item?
Turkey.
Wow. Okay.
Turkey because you can crush it. You can make Sam. Oh, so they make their own jardiniere. It's a Chicago thing, It's like it's basically just, it's not pickled vegetables, but there's like an oil to it, and they put it on Italian beef in Chicago. Well, I did the turkey version on this. My sister did go out of her way to get me tons of fresh bread, which was clutch. So I said this was the Chicago style turkey sandwich or whatever. And it was turkey with giardiniera. I put a little bit of homemade hot sauce from this Mexican lady, and it was all these flavors. It was really good. The other really good thing was I did eat some sugar, and my sister was super pumped that she got me to do it. I had a piece of this apple cake, which was very good. The amount of desserts there was bonkers. So I was pretty happy that I made it out of there without putting myself into a sugar coma. There was something else that was really delicious, though. I can't remember. I have to look like a picture. But yeah, I think turkey.
I'm surprised to hear you say turkey, man.
Oh, they made some homemade fries when they did that deep fried turkey. Those were very good. I'm not a stuffing person. Sweet potatoes are good, but it's not my favorite because I eat those anyways. And I do cook turkeys. Well, like turkey, I don't even know what it is, not a full turkey, but I buy turkey normally anyways, or I shouldn't say normally, monthly. Get a couple pound butterball, throw that puppy in the oven. And so it was good. I don't know. How was yours?
Mine was good.
And what's your favorite food?
Mashed potatoes, hands down.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, dude. I love mashed potatoes. But we also don't. Lucy and I aren't really big cooks. Like we don't do anything extravagant. Like in my mind, mashed potatoes are extravagant. So
you have to put effort
yeah.
into it. I mean,
Yeah.
prefer to throw potatoes in like a hot pot and just hit the
Yeah.
button. I eat so much. I'm burning so many calories that I just can't get decadent with everything. You know,
Dude, actually, I had a question for you about this eating calories. I was thinking about this today. Like I've been off my training plan, which I'm sure you can attest to as well. But I'm getting back on
wait,
it.
as of me or a test of your training plan?
No. I'm saying you can also comment on my. I'm saying you would be able to. I'm asking you not to, but I know you would be able to.
I thought you were saying I was off my training plan. I was
No.
wrong.
No, dude, you're doubling down. You're getting into it.
I'm getting into it.
But what I was saying was, so today's recovery day, and you have this as well. Like, dude, I'm like crazy hungry today. What do you do on those days? And like I've read some things about this, like just snack more healthy snacks throughout the day. And how do you handle that on the recovery day? Because like the appetite is still there.
Yeah. So for me, the thing that helps me the most is the recovery days are so busy for work that I just try to eat, get out of the kitchen. I have my coffee. I'll usually allow myself an extra coffee that day. Maybe it's like a third coffee. I do consume more veggies, whether it's carrots, celery. I'm probably more lenient with fruit than I should be because of the sugar aspect. But I think one of the huge pluses of cutting out artificial sugar from my diet is way less cravings on rest days. I've no doubt taken off 3 pounds from not eating processed sugar and food. And it's really more the sugar, like no candy. I've got, we got rid of all the sauces from ketchups that had sugar. It's just in everything. So, and more water. But I think honestly, if you're in the kitchen, you're going to eat. And even on a rest day, if I eat, I still feel not full, especially if I've been training a ton. So it's trying to, but I also want to say, I think a very key point here is your body's trying to recover. So you might need a few more calories. You need to just pick wisely. And I would say pour it out on a plate, because even if I love raisins and almonds, it's one of my favorite things to eat. I eat it every day. If it's
I gotta jump in here because I talked to you. We were talking on the phone, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and I've since bought raisins and almonds, and that's been my go-to, and it's delicious. Been really good. Yeah,
it's amazing. And if you really want to get funky, take a bite of a banana and then go in on that mix. Yeah, it's so good. That's the first thing I eat after almost every bike ride. I eat either an apple and raisins and almonds, or if we're getting freaky, do the banana, raisins and almonds, and then I go shower and then I come back. But the thing is that people will sense that they are, this hunger monster, it's recovery day. They are really good from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then it catches up to them. And from 5:30 till bedtime, they are plowing food. I think you want to have a super solid breakfast. I don't know why people say recovery day. I don't need to eat breakfast. You're going to be so hungry later, and your body is literally trying to recover. It needs nourishment. Don't starve yourself. Just eat high nutrient, lower calorie later in the day, but you still need to eat. I remember first riding or first training and was reading the wrong magazines. It's all be light, be light, be light. And I was too light. And I would have these binges that were uncontrollable. I can picture myself in my old house in Rochester, just crushing food. It was like you were an animal let out of a cage, and it just clearly was not handling the intake properly. So with that said, I think it's the choices. I think get out of the kitchen and just stay busy and bring snacks with you. I went to take my bike to the shop the other day. So I brought some fresh bread that I had. I brought 2 apples, banana. I did not bring almonds. What else did I bring? A bag of carrots and a huge thing of water. And so come prepared for situations where you're not going to, be around good food. And it's just, I think it's okay to feel hunger, and we're not used to that as humans now. Food is just so easily accessible, but there's still that I need to starve myself, and fighting those feelings for a really long time that doesn't make you faster, period. End of story.
Agreed, man. That's what I've been doubling down on breakfast on these days, knowing that inevitably I'm going to be hungry.
And other people say, oh, on my off day, I eat an omelet or whatever. I don't really, sometimes I wake up and I think, ooh, I really want some oatmeal, even though it's a rest day. And then I could be 100% wrong on this. Well, then if you throw a banana in there and if you put some raisins in, you're really spiking your blood sugar and you'll be hungry later. I don't really feel that. But if I'm eating eggs, I don't want to eat too many eggs. There is fat in that. And it's good. And, it's natural, but I'm not going to go overboard. And even if I throw veggies in there, then what else am I going to eat with? Then maybe I have to make some rice, or then maybe I need to eat some bread with that. You still have to eat. There's still carbs coming in there, or your ratios are going to be so off unless you're somehow only eating protein. I wouldn't go high fat. It doesn't work for me, but find what works for you.
For sure.
Just don't be starving all day. And I think another good clue is if I drink coffee and start to feel kind of funny, or I'm like, ooh, maybe my stomach doesn't feel right. I'm like, damn, I'm not eating enough. But I think veggies are so key, so key. And veggies in the Instapot make soup, because soup, then the fluid makes you feel fuller. I want good and easy. Guys, we're making chapters here because you people are savages and request this Instapot recipe.
Yeah, I want to talk Instapot but keep going.
Okay, so I will buy pearl onions and I will buy street roasted corn. This is all frozen. Pearl onions, street roasted corn. Definitely got to get the pepper medley. Go wild and get, what do they call, Mediterranean blend. This is at Whole Foods simply because Publix is a ripoff in Florida, and I have no Wegmans. And I went to Walmart here one time, and it was not in a good area. So I was like,
Wegmans. This guy's from upstate New York.
What up, Wegmans? So keeping it real. And then whatever other veggies you want, throw them in Instapot. Maybe put a little oil on them. If you want to get pro, you could saute them first. I don't even really feel that's necessary, especially if you're hungry. Throw half a carton of chicken stock in there. Chris went buck wild last night and actually slipped in a small can of tomato sauce, which we'll get to this. Put it in. You can put the soup button hit the soup button. It's done in 10 minutes. You could put it on hot. However you want to just get it heated up, get the veggies rolling. It's so good. I never realized vegetable soup when I was a kid, on the rim of the bowl there, it'd have that orange like color. That's tomato sauce. Just, I don't know, being a kid, I always remember, oh, that orange stuff, huh? And it happened last night. And it was a throwback to 35 years ago. And I was like, whoa, that's tomato sauce. I just learned something. So I've been eating tomato sauce a lot because I used to get ABC vegetable soup. I was stoked on that. So anyways, that's the easy peasy one. Now, most smart people will realize what will happen to this. I thought I was going to be super smart after this big ride a week ago. Like, I'm going to throw some quinoa in here. Let's get a little grain floating around in this soup. Open up the Instapot. Obviously, the grain soaked up the water. It was quinoa and vegetables. So I killed the soup that day, but it was still pretty good. Like, everything cooked well. The quinoa was a little mushy. So we threw some long grain rice in last night, and I don't think it cooked enough. So there's a little bit of dabbling and dialing. I wouldn't bring out the Instapot for your fine dining guests, but if it's you and Lucy and you just want to have some fun, it's kind of like, let's throw this in there. And fresh garlic was really good. And then obviously like salt and pepper and whatever else you want to put in. I'm not going to buy this again because I realized it was $8 and I felt like it was a little steep. I'm like pretty frugal with some things. It's next to the hummus. It's called red pepper dip, and dipping veggies is good in it, but it's sort of like too viscous. And so I took a scoop of that and threw it in the soup 2 weeks ago, and that was banging. It wasn't too hot, but it was definitely a little spicy. So,
no, I'm glad we talked because I've mentioned. Okay, let's take a step back here to Lucy and I.
You have an Instapot.
So we don't, but I'll get to why.
Buy one.
Okay.
$99.
We were always anti-rice cooker. I don't know why, but then we bought a rice cooker and it's the best thing that we've ever bought. And then we have a coffee machine, and which I know this is going to be controversial, but I do just drip coffee programmed and it's amazing. The coffee's ready to go in the morning. So we've like automated our breakfast because we do oatmeal in the rice cooker as well. And I was like, let's keep automating things. Can we get an Instapot? But she's a pescatarian. So she was like, oh, you can't really do an Instapot without putting meat in there. And I was like, I didn't do any research. I've done no research at all. But now talking to you, I'm like, dude, we need to do this.
Lucy.
She's going to storm in here. She's probably listening.
This is live, everybody. Just kidding. This chapter is going to be called Josh's Breakfast and Lucy is Crazy. And Lucy's fish something ? I'll figure that one out later. Why did she think there had to be meat in that? That's the funniest thing. That's like saying we can't get this rice cooker. You have to put meat in there. Well, I don't know much about rice cookers, though. Couldn't you just throw veggies in there too? Is that almost like an Instapot?
There is a mixed setting which we haven't used. I don't know how, but I should check that out. I think we could do veggies in there, like peppers and stuff.
Scared of experimenting?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to clear that up. You can't break it. I mean, I would just go for it. Yeah, my sister got me an Instapot and 3-4 many years ago. And at first I thought, this is stupid. I'm never going to use this. And then I tried it. I still don't. It's nice for rice because you don't have to attend to it. Sometimes it sticks to the bottom. I had read that is because, some people say it's if you have the keep warm button on, I think it just happens. If anyone has a really Gucci trick for that never to happen, let me know. But it's usually spot on and you don't have to watch it at all, which is nice. The nice thing about the Instapot is, since it's in a pot, it has a huge side. You want to saute spinach, put a whole bag in there, throw the olive oil on. I hate sauteing spinach in a pan. Things are going everywhere. There's going to be a little piece that tries to fly out. If you keep it all on there, it's a major win. And the cleanup is so easy. And if you want to do chicken soup, put some chicken breasts in there, get them going on both sides, sear them a little bit, and then throw all the other stuff in, cook it on high for a few minutes. It's done. You use one thing. It's amazing in that aspect. And our place in Florida is pretty tiny. So that is also huge. It always is. It's amazing how quickly humanity adapts to things. Going from a house, then we got here and I was thinking, whoa, where am I going to do my bike? I do everything outside of my car for the bike, and I don't have a stand here. You just adapt. So yeah, quick and easy, but
My note says Instapot buy.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good note.
But last question on this, because you're like a wealth of information here. Can you set that? Can I like go for a ride? Can I put the stuff in there and like have it be ready at a time?
I believe so.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's risky.
Right.
I mean, only because you could decide to go longer.
Yeah. All right, dude. I got a bunch of topics, but do you have anything specific on your list?
I think I got some fake Shimano parts off Amazon.
Oh boy.
Just a heads up to people. I don't know if people want to hear me talk about this, but 39.49 fake Shimano parts chapter. I had my pedals, and do you use Shimano pedals?
No, speed play.
Okay. So when the pedal starts to go, in my opinion, or the cleat, there's float, but it's a different float. It's kind of feels like you're skating a little bit, and I'll ride it a couple times and I deal with it, and then I just notice and I think, okay, I'm just going to change my cleats. I change my cleats pretty often. If they don't look good, or let me take that back, because I know people ride cleats way too long. Once they start moving around, I change them because I feel like it affects the pedal. The other problem is I go through pedals pretty quickly, and I don't want to sound like I don't want to say the word douche. Is that R-rated? I don't want to sound like a douche, but someone's like, man, you stomp on pedals. You're going to go through a couple pairs in a season. Other people, I called Shimano to ask them, and this guy said, oh, well, I have Durace pedals since 1989. I said, okay, well, I have ridden these for 11,000 miles, and I think they're toast. And this is what happened. I went out and I changed the cleats, and I looked, and the Shimano stamp, and I can't remember where I bought these cleats from. The Shimano stamp was in a different place, and there's these little bracket things you put on before you put the screw in. They were anodized different. And I'm like, this is not right. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. It's COVID. I'm just going to put these puppies on. They felt normal. I go to clip in, and it was not the same feeling. And this is something's totally off. So I'm about to take the pedal off, and I unclip, and a piece of the plastic chips off. So I'm like, these are definitely fake. So I take those off, put on cleats. I had backup pedals. So I take those cleats out that are definitely from Shimano. Put those on, put them in the pedal. It's still a little loosey-goosey. So then I change the pedal. Boom, perfect. So I'm thinking, geez, I put on new cleats on the old pedals that only have 11,000 miles, and it's loose. I'm going to send them in. I'm going to take them to a shop here. So this guy's like, wow, 11,000 miles. That's a lot of miles this year. And I really want to be like, dude, I'm at 18,000. This is on these pedals, but I didn't want to sound like a D. So I said, well, man, you just told me you had pedals from 1989. Like what, or from wherever, I can't remember what year he said. It was a long time ago. And I'm like, don't you think they should last longer? He's like, well, 11,000 miles in a year. And he like started kind of being against me on this. And I said, listen, can I just send these in for a replacement? He's like, well, if you send them in, it's going to take us a couple weeks, and we're going to have to look at them, and you might not get a warranty back. I said, it's worth it for me to get a free pair of pedals. He says, no, you're not definitely getting a free pair of pedals. I said, well, I mean, if they find that it's defected or something. He's like, well, you're going to be out of these pedals for 2 weeks. I said, dude, the pedal's busted. I'm going to throw it in the car. I'm like, why are you fighting me on this? Like, never mind. I'm going to go to the store. Freaking annoying. And I love Shimano. They're starting to get a little, maybe it's just that guy. I don't know. But so yeah, anyways, the point of all this is I said, hey, let me ask you this question. On Amazon, I'm looking at a thing here and it says, visit the Shimano store. Is this actually you guys? He said, everybody puts that. You know how you tell? Scroll down and it'll say sent by and see who that is. Scroll down and it was from someplace in Japan, but which makes me think it would be I'd more be worried it'd be fake if it came from some random place in China. But I don't know. So then I was wondering, maybe these are Japanese, it's different products have slightly different things. Sometimes maybe there's like a Japanese pedal that matches that cleat or something. Either way, I'm throwing the freaking cleats out. I'm going to try and get new pedals.
Dude, I got to ask you here though. I would never buy something from Amazon though. Like I'm saying, for stuff like that, I'd always go like competitive cyclists or
I
something like that.
realize that now.
Yeah. But also, dude, I'm guessing giving you this probably went through your mind as well. Things are hard to find. You probably found them in stock, and you're like, dude, nice.
I thought, oh crap, what if pedals aren't available? I'm going to buy a backup pair. Didn't even think fake things. Because
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I go to the bike shop. I want to support the local bike shop. The only time, and I tell it, I mean, I go to 3, 4 different bike shops. The only time I tell them, like, listen, people are going to give me a good price. They know I'm going to help promote their stuff. I feel like I'm a good human to deal with, and I buy a ton of crap from a bike shop. I'm most likely going to order a chain online because I forget and I'm like, oh, damn, I need a chain right now. And they don't have a Dura-Ace chain. So if they don't have it, I'm not going to wait around. And that's my bad for maybe not planning. So I try to stay on top of it. But I've really been into lately just taking my bike to the local bike shop and say, make this look pretty again. The saying, what is it? Clean bike is a fast bike. This is chapter 44. People are going to love this. Clean bike is a fast bike. For those of you that don't know what I'm doing on YouTube, you can make chapters and people don't want to listen to the whole episode, but they want me to put the timestamps. So we're going to try and do that for all you YouTube fans. Sorry, podcasters. So yeah, I take it in and I'm say, hey, make this pretty. And then you also have a professional who's seen the bike in a manner that I will never see it. It's the way if somebody sent me, if I sent Joey Pants 43 a power file, he's not going to see it as good as I see it. I can breeze through those because it's all I look at every day. People in the bike right away, they're like, ooh, whoa, what's this? I mean, that's after I take the frame bag off. But after I get that out of the way, it's yeah. So shout out to Christian at Trek in Boynton. There's so many good bike shops down here. So anyways, yeah, they dialed it up, new tape, put on a new big chain ring, and I think I'm all authentic now. So, and shout out to Moab in Murfreesboro and Nashville because they continue to help me out even though I've moved. And so, yeah. Buy the real parts.
Support your local bike shops. I know. I feel like people say that, and it's like, all right, they roll their eyes. But when you get in a pinch and you need something, your shop is going to help you out.
That's why I go there, and I never ask for a discount. And surprisingly, a discount shows up when you don't ask for it. You don't hem and haw with them. I learned a good lesson actually. When I was new to cycling, I went and I was going to go buy these fenders. Because no fenders, no friendship on winter rides. If you go out in Rochester and you have a fixed gear and you're spraying up water, get to the back, buddy, because you have no fenders means no friendship. So anyways, I went to buy these fenders and they were the SKS race blades. I think they might have been $90. I was new to cycling. I'm thinking $90 for fenders or however much they were. I wasn't used to spending a whole paycheck on bike stuff. So I go onto this thing called the internet. I found them for $50. I order them. I could not get the damn things on the bike. I was so stupid that I couldn't get them mounted so that the tire kept rubbing one way or the other. Again, being new, I'm thinking this should fit on here. I didn't realize like, dude, just bend the metal and make them fit. So I walked back to the bike shop and I said, hey man, I'm going to walk back here with my tail on my legs. I was going to buy those. I can't get these on my bike. Will you help me out and I'll pay you whatever the service fee is? And just for the record, I feel like a total tool. I won't do this again. And so the guy puts them on the bike, goes, here you go. And I go, all right, how much are you? He goes, nothing, just lesson learned. I said, got it. And so from that day on, the bike shop is there for a reason. And I fully get it. If you are at a bike shop there are bad bike shops. If you are at one that's trying to gouge you, I've seen plenty. I've been hosed by some bike shops. You never go back and you tell other people don't go there because they are not happy. But a bike shop needs to make money. They get a fair price. You pay them. They're there all the time. It's amazing. I mean, yeah. So
I have a SKS race blade hack for anybody who is using those. I know there's two different ones, but the ones that like connect to your seat stays, if you're worried about it messing up your paint, you can take an old tube that you flatted, cut it into a little piece, and wrap it around the chainstay, and then put the thing on. Maybe everyone knows this, but I'm saying
No,
yeah,
that's a good
it
hack.
works well.
I put like tape down
You can
because
do that as well.
it
Yeah,
will. I
yeah,
didn't do that the first time. It will gouge the hell out of your paint. But I'm
yeah.
pretty much doing that to my Venge with this frame bag. So I got a new bike though, which I'm not even going to build for a while. The
Well,
BMC.
nice, man.
Yeah, pumped. I'm actually really curious how this is going to be versus an aero bike. Everyone's like, you're going to love it. Does it go 30 quickly? So we'll see. But
Did you go same group set? And we already talked about this. I can't remember though.
did we?
Maybe
I'm
you
gonna
mentioned it or something. Yeah.
go cobbled together set. I have a Dura Ace rear derailleur somehow. I have some shifters. I'm gonna just build it up with things I have, and the only reason I don't even know why I have this Dura Ace derailleur. I can't remember what bike it came from. One got warranted, and ended up with a Dura Ace one. I would have bought Ultegra just because so many miles just crush through things. And the reason I'm not going to build it up down here, I think the salt really eats stuff from Florida. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Would you go the new DI? I know you already have your group set, but I'm saying if it was available, would you buy the new DI2?
Because of 12 speed, are you asking?
Oh yeah, I guess because because of 12 speed, or just because it's new, or are you like, no, I'm gonna wait for the second generation?
Yeah, so I'm usually more a second gen guy or third gen. I usually just ride what I have. I think if I was on cables, I would no doubt jump over. DI2 is phenomenal. The funniest thing, it's actually not even that funny. The interesting thing is when this iPhone, which is the 12, maybe, is that what the one came out? I was kind of needing a new phone. I'm gonna get the new phone. Got the new phone. This has been a bad purchase because at one point in transitioning from the phone I had to this phone, both were bricked. And then I got one on, and apparently in Blowing Rock, definitely in Blowing Rock, there's no 5G anywhere. So you'd be better off with a 4G phone. So this barely works there. And there are times where I'll pick up my phone and it says, your phone's not activated. I'm thinking it definitely is. I just talked on it, you Siri. So, and Chris laughs because he said, you never buy the new thing. And it's so weird. You got this phone. It's been a horrible experience. So they had the 13 come out. I thought, maybe I should just upgrade real quick to get out of this one. He's like, I don't know. I just wait at this point. So I might wait. I don't know. I really like Shimano, but I had a lot of problems with their hydraulic brakes. We had two mechanics look through and couldn't figure out what was going on. They were bleeding at one point, or I shouldn't say bleeding. They were dripping out of the back of one. I went through 2 or 3 warranted pairs, and I know everyone who hates Shimano right now is like, yeah, I don't like SRAM. So no, I'm not going to use it yet. Maybe someday I would try it, but I don't care for SRAM. So
What about Campy?
I've never ridden it. And I really, to be fair, with SRAM, I had Rival on a cross bike. So the shifting was horrendous. I would have preferred down tube shifters. And then with cross, everything gets mucky, and you'd go in a harder gear, you'd go in an easier gear, whatever it was, because it had that one shift lever, which was the worst invention ever. So I don't know. Maybe I would try something different at some point, but when Shimano works, though, it's great.
So I got to jump in here because I have Rival on both my bikes, just because on both the cross bikes, just because I break it all the time. And dude, I will tell you, it gets disgusting, and I hit it with the hose, and it runs great every time.
Maybe you are a better shifter than I am. With that one button though, it's so stupid.
Dude, I love the one button, man.
Don't tell me that there's never a time when you go in an easier gear and there is no easier gear, and then it dumps you down to a harder gear.
Oh, dude, that's frustrating. That's very frustrating. Yeah.
I need another gear. And it's just not that there isn't one. It says, haha, sucker, harder gear. It's just, yeah, I can't. Maybe I would try their electronic, but I don't know.
Then you got to worry about the battery. Yeah, but I don't know. I've had good luck. I have
and I've heard bad things about the batteries.
But I have the Axis dropper post on my mountain bike. and you don't use it as much as shifting, obviously, but it's been awesome. The thing lasts forever. But I don't ride the mountain bike like every day, so
You ride it a lot,
yeah,
and
more than I should.
definitely. If you want to be really good at cross, I think so. Have you done that podcast with that upcoming cross guy? You can ask him that. I think a good question. Yo, Jeremy Powers, I know you're watching. Get on our podcast, dude. Not happening.
Yeah, I don't know. Jeremy. Yeah, I will
So,
hope maybe he'll get back to us.
hey
Fingers
guys,
crossed.
if you guys know Jeremy, hit him up.
Dude, you know what I didn't know? I looked up.
Jeremy, the only reason I'm getting testy is because it would be amazing to have you on here. You're like
Jeremy,
the OG.
he doesn't work for GCN anymore. I think he left. He does commentate some of the races, but he's like full time with Whoop, which I didn't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, yeah. What else you got? Yeah, go ahead.
I got a good. This is a segue into cross stuff, dude. I want to talk about this weekend because there's some big news.
Tell me.
We got Tommy Pidcock coming back, and we got Wout Van Aert coming back. They're racing on Saturday.
To the podcast.
No, unfortunately, not to the podcast. I think we did reach. I think Alex reached out to Tom though, but a dude like Tom, I think he's a good dude. I don't know, but you don't usually get a response, unfortunately.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Whatever. Well, so these guys are coming back from what? Enlighten me. I don't know what's going on.
Just not racing, man. Those guys all like Tom and Vanderpool and Wout, like the big three, if you will, on the men's side. Like they always come late to the season. Well, they have the last couple of years, and it's always a big deal when they come back.
So they come, excuse me, they come out and race. How long is their break usually?
I think it varies. Well, I mean, Tom's was strange because he raced the Vuelta, which was his first Grand Tour. So he had like a massive season. So, and then Wout I don't know what he was doing. I think he did something. He's been doing, like late season. Well, the season was so weird. I think, didn't he do wasn't Paris-Roubaix in like October or something? Or
yeah, I don't follow pro racing enough.
Yeah,
to even remember.
I can't. I can't remember. But anyway, so they're racing so much on the road now that it skews their cross season. But it's always interesting because they'll come back. Usually Matthew comes back and he just instantly wins from the back row, which is like always fun to watch.
Which, I mean, it makes sense they come back later because they want to win in January.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
I think there's a training tip there for you for next year. Can be.
Yeah. Yes, but my season also is different because there aren't any races. But yes, I'm saying I'd have to skew it. I think what you're saying is skewing it for my own schedule, not for this late, but yes.
Yeah, not for this late. I just yeah. Just they take that break. Wonder what they're doing. Are you on Strava looking?
I know Tom spends a lot of time on the mountain bike, but Tom's also like, you also can't really compare yourself to those dudes though, because like they're the outliers.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very true. Focus.
Exactly.
I think is the key.
Tan lines, man. I'm changing subjects here from cross, but
can't really see mine. I actually today was glistening in the sun. I don't look that tan on the screen, but my legs are tan.
The face tan lines.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we were talking about before. Yeah.
What about them?
I don't think I've ever had the face. I always want the face tan lines because I think it's pro.
You have a beard.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like blondish. Thank you for calling it a beard. I appreciate that. But I've always wanted the face ones, and I've never had them.
You need to shave, and then, but you don't get brown, do you? Like, do you tan?
Yeah, I tan, but I also don't wear sunscreen as much as I should.
Ooh, that's not good.
I know.
So do you burn? You look fair skinned, maybe not.
No, I'm usually pretty good. Okay. I'm pretty lucky there.
You're not getting that long ride in right when it goes from winter to spring or summer. Like that's the one you get it the most, I think. It's like a couple good rides. The straps don't move, and I don't know. I get it sometimes, but I'm pretty heavy on the SPF 50.
Yeah. Well, I think ultimately, if you want to get it, it just means you have to be out riding more often.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Um, one more cross thing.
Sure.
This is kind of a little sad though. It's not well. Ellen Noble. I don't know if you follow Ellen on Instagram. Did you see her video?
No, but is she the one that I heard some things about?
Well, it's not bad. She posted a video that she's retiring. Like, well,
Oh.
she's taking a break. She didn't say retiring, but she's taking a break from pro cross
Hmm.
and cross country racing. Which is she's unfortunately had some life things.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah,
What did she say? What life things?
she had like some. I don't want to like put. I can't remember exactly. You should watch the video. It's on Instagram. But yeah, I think she kind of battled with some health issues, and then she came
Sure.
back, and then she had an unfortunate crash, and I think she I can't remember exactly, something with her spine. It was pretty serious.
Okay, so I was actually thinking of whatever happened to Katie Compton. Wasn't she the one that got popped?
She got caught, yeah, doping. Yeah,
Yeah. What's going on with that?
dude. To be honest with you, I haven't heard anything. Like it was a story for a while, and that
That's
was
pretty
yeah.
shocking to the US cross scene.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, super. She was always KFC, Katie effing Compton. Like she was a big
yeah,
deal.
where did that come from? I always thought that was really stupid.
I don't know, to be honest with you, where it came from, but she did wear the KFC kit. That was like her team.
Were they sponsored by KFC?
No, 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 not sponsored by KFC.
Why not?
Different KFC. I don't know.
Freaking Compton.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, cheaters eating chicken.
Well, yeah.
CEC,
CEC, without a doubt.
no doubt. I had a few other topics, but we're at an hour. So did we delve into enough bike stuff? I feel like we talked about a lot of other things.
No, I think it's all right. To be honest with you, man, and I've mentioned this to you before, and people, at least from my side, they enjoy the banter. They want to talk. They want it to be like bike adjacent, but they enjoy us more talking about random things. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are going to be like, dude, it was great until that last episode where you didn't talk about bikes at all.
There was no tech. There was some tech, fake parts. We talked about the pre-race. Yeah, okay, I guess it was bikey enough. This is Bike Radio, and we will have podcasts and videos coming up from Vuelta Ecuador. I will post a lot of stuff from travel on my Instagram, maybe some tweets if you're on Twitter, at Brendan Hausler. And yeah, I just have no idea what this is going to be like. It's going to be crazy because the races, I believe, each day start at about 10 or 11. So be getting in the zone, let's say from 8 till the race, 8 a.m. till the race starts, race for 4 or 5 hours. So that's going to be 3, 4, depending when the day ends or depending how long it is. And then we have to, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of transporting or if we're going to be finishing close to where the hotels are. I've really only done one race that was on the roll like this. And it doesn't sound bad, but when there's a 2-hour drive, it's horrible. And maybe it's not bad for these real pro guys who have a Gucci van and everything, but I was in a conversion van and it was just like, oh my God, just get us to the place. And then we had to wash kits. And so, yeah, it's going to be an adventure for sure. But we are going to try to do a morning podcast or a night podcast. We'll try and find some type of flow. And then, yeah, that's what I got. I think next podcast, the things I was going to, well, I don't even have to talk about it. I crashed the other day, which is kind of funny. Totally fine. Bike's fine. Pay attention out there. Hit a huge pavement heave. It's probably, I went back and looked, maybe 6 inches of just like a, and I was like, whoa, jacked me off my bike when I was reaching back for my phone. I think next time I want to talk, Craig has an idea for a more whole 360 for an athletic viewpoint. I don't know if he's talked to you about this. It's really cool. And then somebody asked me about ranges of FTP and how it affects my riding and when do I ride by feel and when do I ride by, do I ever look at exactly, hey, 70% for this endurance ride? And then I also want to bring up the tempo riding. And I don't think it's I haven't ridden more tempo, but I think being in the mountains in North Carolina, I was maybe torquing a little bit too much. Some of these climbs are steep and you're doing 60, 70 RPM. I think high torque is good. I think too much torque to riding can catch up with the body. And it's funny that history repeats itself, because I said that in that initial article that I think I wrote in 2018. I think that might have just been, I was getting kind of a tight back and my hip flexor had been bothering me a little bit, and just some little like niggles, I think people call them. Is that the right term?
I've never heard that, but sure.
I think so. And so yeah, we can chat about that. And that's about it.
Sweet. Well, dude, good luck. This is actually going to come out, I guess, while you're still racing, but
yeah,
have some fun.
oh, I will. We'll talk soon.
See you, man.
Bye.